And welcome back, everybody. I'm Scott here at the Bricks on Sculpture Review, and today we have Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary 76961 Visitor Center T.Rex and Raptor Attack. And to quote my wife from our honeymoon night, man, I thought it would be bigger. Because yes, for 693 pieces, it comes at a $130 price range, which a lot of that comes from the 6 minifigures you get, plus the 2 dinosaur figures you get, and obviously the licensing fee. But $130 is kind of steep for only 693 pieces. I didn't even think about that when I actually bought the set. I thought it was going to be more. I didn't pay attention to it. And this is the big kahuna. This is the flagship for the series for the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. So it kind of throws you for a loop for how much you're actually getting for the money. But like I said, with the minifigs, the dinosaurs, and the licensing fee, you know, it's going to drive up that price. But it's almost pretty much doubled the price for what you're getting price per piece. But that being said, let's go ahead and dig into what it has to offer. And starting with minifigures first, we get Ray Arnold,
Hold on to your butts.
Dr. Wu, Dr. Ellie Sattler,
Run!
Dr. Alan Grant,
Alan!
and of course Lex and Timmy Murphy. Each of these figures are exclusive to the set, and they each represent the character at this point in time in the film. So starting off with Ray Arnold, who is his second appearance in minifigure form, he does come with this wonderful button down, which is actually kind of ripped apart, and his tie is loose because obviously he had a stressful night. He does come wonderful with this awesome face print, nice hairpiece, and he has dual face, so angry, and then you have his normal side, which is kind of great. Nothing else special about the printing. That's pretty much it for him. No accessories, surprisingly. Next we have Dr. Henry Wu coming in his lab coat, which this is probably the first time that he is in his original Jurassic Park form, so his younger version that's not evil yet. And the same here, you have his wonderful face, and then you have a second one on the side, which is more devious. But to be honest with you, he wasn't really a villain in this arc yet, and he just has his normal printing lab coat with just normal pants on that one. And then over here we have Lex and Tim, who actually are in more distraught or distress kind of look, because obviously Tim just got electrocuted, and they're all covered in mud, so their clothing is going to be kind of more of a muddy texture, which is fantastic. I also love Tim's hairpiece because, you know, he's got electrocuted, so his hair is going to be kind of distraught on the outside too. You can take off their hair for more faces, which is kind of sad, which is great because you need this one. I kind of wish it has a jello mark on that one, but it does not. And then on this one, for Tim, you have another face just like that, which is great. I actually really do love that for the set itself. All right, and then over here we have another Ellie Sattler, who is actually muddy this time, and this is the first time she does not have her pink cover shirt over. It is just her undershirt, which is kind of fantastic. You got that wonderful mud all over it, wonderful printing on the legs here. Doesn't really complete on the back end, but it's okay. And has her hairpiece, which again is a double-faced, which I really enjoyed that one as well. And lastly, we have Alan Grant. No hat and no scarf this time. He is just muddied and distraught as always, but he has a very determined face in here and no printing on the back, which is very strange because the rest of them do. And that's pretty much it for the minifigures. Like I said, no accessories, so that's kind of strange, but I'm okay with that. That's less pieces I gotta lose, and they look all wonderful for this point in the film, and I think they're great additions to the set, and they're all exclusives. You can't get them anywhere else. Okay, let's talk about the two other big boys. And here we have our two dinosaurs, which pretty much drive up the price for the rest of the set. And they are actually pretty fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie. T-Rex really steals the show here. Velociraptor looks great as always, but I do kind of think that his scale is kind of off, because I do think that he should be a little bit smaller. Maybe the size of an actual Dilophosaurus, because that feels about right for the actual scale of Tyrannosaurus Rex. Don't think that this size is really appropriate and that it works. It's just kind of too big and doesn't work well with the set, but scale to everything else, it's okay-ish, I suppose. But you get two wonderfully detailed out. First, we'll look at the Velociraptor, which has its mouth opens up. Same pieces on the back, studs on the back, so you can put a figure on if you want to. I do love its feet, though I do think the claws are a little bit too close to each other and it's kind of wonky. And his arms move fantastically. Nothing else much to say about it, but it is another Velociraptor piece. Kind of dope and really fits in with the movie and with the set itself. Okay, and then over here we have the big kahuna, which is the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So he's actually pretty dope, and they come separately built in the paper bags, which you do have to construct them, and he has a lot of articulation in the head here. Very fantastic. The actual printing on him is fucking phenomenal, because you have all these marks from the actual battles itself. The colors look right for the film. His face looks amazing. This is my first Tyrannosaurus Rex, so I'm gonna slobber all over this guy's knob, but this thing is awesome. His mouth is very wide. You can fit pretty decently a whole figure in there if you want to for a desk. That's pretty good. We need a Gennaro figure now so we can do it. I also like to say that these figures look pretty fucking stupid when you take the mouse off of them, which I really actually kind of enjoy and give a good laugh at it, but you can easily pop these back on. And yes, he just looks amazing. Like that just looks great. I also kind of have an idea about how kind of pathetic of a loser the Tyrannosaurus Rex is when you kind of put the arms on, because for reference, these are the same arms that you have for the Velociraptor. Not the exact same mold, but pretty much almost interchangeable. You can probably switch them in and out, and that to me is just kind of pathetic. Like, for example, I think we could just take this here and put that, like, come on. Like, it's not much of a difference in size. You can take it off. It kind of shows you how sad that set actually is, or how sad he actually is. But very fantastic piece, very formidable foe, and very much awesome in all you can say about it. Is it worth the $130? No, probably like $80 or $90 set. But this is just a simple, fantastic looking figure. All right, let's go to the main set. And here we have it, the visitor set itself. And like I said earlier, it is small. Not for the piece count, it's not small. 693 pieces is actually just perfect for what it is, but for $130, it's ugh. Anyway, so it does pack a lot of punch, and just like if you love somebody, 3 inches can feel like 7, you know what I mean? And I love this set because I think it looks very fantastic. I just wish it was more, so it feels like 7 inches to me. That being said, it has a lot of detail, fantastic details all the way around, from the opening visitor gates when you come in to the floral that is on the bottom of the sides, and then you have these wonderful decked out little compartments here that have a lot of the details and a lot of stuff from the actual movies, which is very fantastic. We're going to start off first here on the lab part, which is kind of cool. And from the lab part here, you have Mr. DNA, which is a wonderful, nice little Easter egg. And then you also have a computer here, especially from 1993. And then you have a printed piece, which is like really the only printed piece you have in here, besides the banner, is going to be this amber with the mosquito in it, which is awesome. Then you get a little microscope here and a lamp, which this is this whole desk work area is very awesome and very lovely to build. And then you have an incubator over here with a robotic arm that does move with the dinosaur eggs inside, trying to unlock the set off the stand. And you can just put this down right there, which I think is very awesome, little playability right there. And then in the middle, you actually don't have much going on. It's just 2 little plants, and then you have When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth banner, which we'll show what that does in a few minutes. And that's pretty much it for the whole opening entrance, which is kind of lackluster, my least favorite part of the set. And then over here you have this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful catering area. This is the dining hall, which you have the scene that Tim and Lex go into, and then they have the gelatin from that really awesome part with Lex, and I really enjoyed that. And then over here you have more food and whatnot and desserts, just like they see in the movie. My favorite detail also in this area is going to be the stained glass windows, or actually it was more of like curtains I think in the film that you have with the dinosaurs. It's right here, and you have one with the Velociraptor on this side. Those are stickers, not printed pieces, sadly. There's only like 5 stickers in this whole set, I believe 5 or 6. It's not a lot, so you're not really keeping yourself busy with that, but they are wonderfully done, and it looks fantastic in the light, and I think that's probably one of the dopest parts of it as well. And then that's pretty much it. The tower-based pieces here in the roof is pretty cool. Nice build. I do like the look of it. It does clash well, and the color scheme is wonderful. It really does look just like the visitor center, except you don't have the big steps that come down. That's kind of a joke to me. You do have 2 opening doors, which do open up to really nothing, and then you have that wonderful detail, stickered pieces, by the way, of the fossils that go around the door frame. That being said, build-wise, it's only 5 bags, so it takes up majority of the set because it is the set. And it doesn't take you long to build. Most of it kind of just goes into detail work, and honestly, 1 whole bag goes into the buildable figure, which we'll cover last. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's just very small, but it does pack a lot of fun details into it, especially, oh wait, I forgot, we're going to talk about this one, which is right here. In this piece right here, what you do is you push this Technic piece in, and the banner comes down with the Velociraptor and Tyrannosaurus Rex, just like in the film do. You got to force it, and I broke the set. Just like that. Yeah, not really cool, kind of lame, but I don't think this set is really about playability, so that's okay, but it is kind of hard to get it out, and that's kind of my biggest complaint on that note. And one more thing about this is the scale doesn't really work with the figures because the Tyrannosaurus Rex is just huge. It doesn't make sense how he gets in there, and that's a big thing about the film too, is we don't know how he really got into the building. It doesn't really make sense how that happens, but it does. and it just doesn't make sense. So I think it looks kind of bad compared to the figures in the back, especially when you're trying to make this as a playset. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's okay because it is what it is. Another thing is you can honestly, if you have the Velociraptor chase set from 2018, it would look as a great piece to go on the back of it. You can probably try and make sense of it to lay out the visitor center, but since that has the control room and it has the cryo chamber and it has the kitchen, you can easily put those right here and then have kind of like a back set piece for this to get the complete look of that visitor center. And I think that's pretty cool if you have that set. I did a review on it, and I'm definitely going to have those two put on display and have them put together so you have the whole visitor center right there. And lastly, one of the bigger pieces that you can build, and actually takes up an entire bag to build it, is this T-Rex skeleton, pretty much the entire fossil for that dinosaur. And it is seen in the film, and this is what kills one of the velociraptors, is when the whole rib cage falls down on it, if I remember correctly. And yeah, this thing is actually kind of impressive build. I really like it. It's a nice little detail, but it doesn't attach to the set, so it's just another piece that's going to be, wandering around, can get lost unless you have it on display. I hate that, I do. I kind of wish all pieces were together, kind of attached, so I don't lose them, but it's a nice little detail. You do have a sticker piece right here, and I do not think that is actually on par or on scale with the inside of our actual Tyrannosaurus Rex, which it is not, sadly, even if we fold it out. But even then, it's actually a pretty decent looking skeleton fossil that you have, and I like the nice little addition of it, plus his little baby arms, and you have battle droid torsos for its feet, and that's pretty much it for that. And to wrap things up, that is Lego Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary 76961. Visitor Center T-Rex Raptor Attack. The ending of the film and the big climax, honestly, for this Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary set. It is labeled for 12 and up. I do honestly think this is for more like 30 and up. You really have to be like a millennial who kind of grew up with this movie to really enjoy it. I mean, not saying that kids don't, but Jurassic World's more of their kind of Jurassic Parks, and this kind of aimed for 30-year-olds. So for playability and for all the details you have, it really lacks a lot of stuff like that. So it's not really for children. I do think it's for older adults. So this should have probably been a more collector set. But other than that, I do think for 693 pieces, it did well. Just the price is a little bit too much. For me, the only reason why I kind of justified buying this is because I got it on Double XP weekend. So I got something out of it. And now I got to go buy the $80 Brachiosaurus set, which I'm not excited to finish this collection out. But if you love Jurassic Park and you love the Visitor Center, this is a really good set to have, especially if you're just going to buy one set from this whole entire collection. Do grab it before it goes. I do not think they're going to make another one for a long time, probably. And you do get a nice little minifigure and figure selection for the cost of the set. Well, I'm Scott, those were the bricks, and that was the review. Thank you for all the support. We hit 400 subscribers recently, so that's pretty fucking awesome, and I'm very happy for you guys all for joining me on with this. If you have any suggestions or anything that you'd like to see, please comment below, and if you like this set, let me know. If you hate the set, let me know as well, because you know what? It's Lego. But that's all I gotta say on that one. And as always,